Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. We have got ourselves what should be a good one here today. I'm always looking at these bots and being like, which bots would give us a good match? And no doubt BenBot with its late game Teran macro. However, opponents that can stand up to BenBot's macro is not a long list. However, this bot, Caninana, is definitely on that list. It is an incredible Zerg bot, just right behind Eris as far as top bots go. And so, it should be a good game here. We do have a bit of a cheeky cheese by BenBot. It's incredible opening move, the proxy bunker that it goes for. I'm not sure if it does it every game, but a lot of the time, because the single proxy racks with a bunker, it just destroys a lot of bots. Where Caninana, I have no doubt, will be able to deal with it, but it's a really good move. Small commitment for big outcome for BenBot, so that's probably why the bot authors stuck with it for so long. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, before we get too far into this video, make sure to go ahead and slap that like button like it's an easy button. And then leave a comment down below saying more bots if you do want to see more of these late game bots. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Click that bell icon to get notified whenever there's a new video up. Join the Discord, which is linked down below. And consider becoming a YouTube member if you do want to support the channel. There's various perks you can get. And yeah, we shall see how this is going to be dealt with by Caninana, as we already do have that bunker finishing up. Some bots will scout this early and pull drones. Caninana did not elect to do that. Like Eris, I believe, pulls drones against this off the back of a very early scout. Caninana, however, did not, so it's just going for a roach warren, a spine crawler in the main base, so that spine's going to transfer down. However, there's already 2 marines in that bunker and SCV to repair it. And oh, it's actually a spine building at that natural. It's not waddling down, pardon me. So that's a bit of an odd catch-all cheese defense by Caninana. It's by no means a specific response to this cheese. It's probably just like, oh, early aggression, get a spine crawler in the main base. And that likely defends against a lot of stuff. However, this natural base is being pressured really hard. Now down to 1/3 of the HP. That spine's about to finish up. There is a queen, but she's not going to be able to help too much. And it looks like this queen may finish up in the natural, but I think this hatchery may be doomed. As that one queen tanks a bit of shots, but the hatchery is the only thing in range of that bunker, I believe, at the minute. So that is indeed going to go down with the broodlings. Caninana is going to try and break this. That is some good damage done by BenBot early on, however. We have the spine crawler still here, hanging out at the natural. Unfortunately, it is going to lose creep now that that hatchery is done. We'll have to watch and see if Caninana's going to unburrow that when it starts to die off of the creep. There is roach burrow for the Zerg, so there is some potential counter-aggression to get done. However, we do see BenBot getting a bunker up at the natural base, getting up that command center. So it did commit quite a bit to this, most notably that it went for the extra racks in the factory behind this before getting up its natural. And so, like, Caninana's economic position isn't too awful. It's not great. It's not terrible. And yeah, now we see Lings or Marines and those Marauders heading on home. The Roaches are just pooling back up in Caninana's base. Unfortunately, the spine crawler will perish, so that is a unfortunate thing for that spine. That is something that the bot author could program in probably very easily to prevent. I mean, there's a million things that bot authors could program into their bots, but that is one that I don't think would be too harsh for the most part. Just like add in like a check, like, oh, if there's no enemy units in sight, unroot the spine crawler, and then just reroute it on creep or when creep is respread. So yeah, we do have that spine crawler perish, unfortunately. And Caninana is behind a little bit here against BenBot. There's no doubt about that, as it was delayed quite a bit by that bunker. So its response may need to be adjusted to that a little bit, or who knows, maybe its macro is good enough that it will just be able to play this game out. It's got a good amount of roaches, a good amount of lings, as Caninana is a very army-heavy bot. It's a bot that builds a lot of units and doesn't go as quickly into the macro as, say, Eris. Now, BenBot is getting up a Raven already. He's sending out a Widowmine. Combat Shield on the way, Cinnamon Spice and everything nice. Bit of ragtag units like BenBot, however, it will eventually transition into that battlecruiser mech. And there's actually a third command center already on the way for BenBot. Caninana still is only on 2 bases, and as a matter of fact is barely mining off of those 2 bases. So Tunneling Claws is on the way for the Zerg, squeezing out a couple of drones. And I guess it's not going to go for an attack. I don't think an attack would succeed even if it did. It's just going to be slowly macroing on up. And this is one of the impressive things about Caninana. Like, you will look at this game and be like, this bot is in a terrible, terrible position. However, its unit control is quite good in the mid to late game. And so that means that, like, it can play around with less units. And, yeah, we'll see if it's going to be able to come back from this one. It's not going to be easy. It is on 2 bases, though, getting up those drones. We'll see when that third hatchery gets started on up. The creep spread's creeping away. Although I don't think any bot has got better creep spread than Xena. Than the Xenobot Zerg. And let's see, yeah. The creep spreading away. Stimpak is on the way for BenBot. That's cool to see. Fusion Core on the way as well to allow for battle cruisers. There's a random missile turret going up for BenBot, so it just likes to have its bases covered. The Zerg bot is still making lots and lots of units here. So it's keeping up in supply with BenBot. However, it's not keeping up economically. That's the main thing about Caninana, where it really just is like, all right, make units, then make units. Maybe I'll make a couple of drones, but give me all the army. And that does kind of work out in a way, in a non-traditional way, in regards to, like, your opponent. Like, usually when you go for units, you go for an attack. Caninana is just like, nope, just make lots of units to make sure I survive into that later game. So it's a different route towards macroing on up. I am a little concerned with this one, though, because BenBot already does have that third base landed, whereas it's not even started for Caninana. So maybe that cheese was just a bit much. We do still see a supply lead for the Zerg. It's got a good amount of roaches, a massive amount of queens. It's actually nuts how much that Caninana is pumping off of these 2 bases. I do hope to see a third sometime soon, though, and that probably will happen as it squeezes out a few more drones. And there we go, the third base is now on the way. Very, very late. As far as the ground composition goes, I think Caninana can probably hold on against what BenBot goes for, because BenBot, when it attacks, it doesn't tend to bring siege tanks like some Teran bots, like Tyr, like Veteran. So its actual ground attacks don't go fantastically. When it gets out the battle cruisers, that's an entirely different story. Caninana does have about 1 trillion queens out, so that will help it. It's got the lair. Hopefully we'll see an infestation pit soon to counter that. I think Caninana has probably got the best anti-battle cruiser play with those killing zones it sets up with the neural parasites and whatnot. And the Zerg is still just making more roaches. Make roaches, and all your problems will go away, says Caninana. That third base is getting saturated on up as drones are transferring. The long-distance mining, and yeah, we'll see where this game's gonna go from here. The third is about to finish up. BenBot's probably gonna have a 4th base, and there we see it. The 4th is on location. We have an evil marine, a changeling, not getting attacked by BenBot. Like, the marines may be trying to right-click it, like does happen in the Starcraft 2 engine by default. I do wonder if that is a bug, or just a design flaw in a way, because for those of you that don't know, if you right-click on a changeling, your units will shoot it. Like other neutral units in the game, you do not have to A-click on them, like friendly units or anything. You can just right-click on a changeling and that will kill it. So I think that with the mass right-clicking there, that's a bit odd. We do have an attack from Caninana, though. It quickly gets repulsed, though, as it baits out a stim from BenBot, as BenBot just slaughters those roaches with an anti-armor missile. We see 7 of them go down, 36 lings too. There is a lot of bio here for the Teran, and with the upgrade lead, I'm a little bit concerned. The roaches, however, can burrow and run away. The problem is there is a Raven for BenBot, and that is going to help chase down some of these roaches. Caninana is actually going for Swarm Host here, so just going for the wild card, as it then finally throws up an Evolution Chamber. It's gonna try and put pressure on BenBot. BenBot's almost maxed out as well, so I think we'll be seeing an attack from the Teran bot soon. There's no doubt about that. As an anti-armor missile goes down, there is a teleport, as one of these battle cruisers has already come on in. There is plenty of queens to help try and deal with this. There's Yamato cannons going down, though. Hits the Spore Crawler, but it gets transfused, actually. So Caninana's mass queen defense holds on for now. Roaches come on in, but a lot of them are perishing here. Actually, a lot of roaches going down, 23 in total. We're seeing some locusts toss out Swarm Host. And these roaches, if they can continuously engage, bait out, stim, and retreat, that will go well for them. But the Ravens have been worth their weight in gold for the Teran, as it's just allowing the Zerg roaches to actually get killed. I'm having a hard time seeing the Ravens. Where did they end on up? Sometimes the, oh, pardon me, they're just right on top of the Swarm Host, which is weird, because Swarm Hosts don't need to burrow anymore to toss out locusts like they used to. Roaches still running around all over the place, trying to buy time. Baiting out stims is a big factor here, particularly with these infestors on the way. There is no pathogen glands, however, so they will not have fungal right away. And Caninana is so far down in supply at this point, it's very concerning. The Zerg can try and buy time with its roaches, though, constantly attacking in, constantly attacking out. The random 3 Swarm Hosts doing their thing. I mean, maybe they could get on some of these tanks. The battle cruiser count is growing for BenBot, though. We see a double teleport on in. These could potentially Yamato cannon down that spore. Will it be queens or spores? A spore and a queen, which is actually the worst thing that the bot could have done there, because it means the spore can be transfused instead of being killed. And then we do have Caninana holding off against these BCs for now. That number is growing and growing, though. 4 battle cruisers for the Teran. They've already got 1-1. They're soon going to have 1-2, pardon me, for the BC upgrades. I hope my observing's going okay this game, and it is not too all over the place. We do have a 5th base on the way up now for BenBot, and +1 is about to finish up, so those roaches and queens will get a bit of an attack boost. The army for Caninana is not very good here. Infestors getting chased down and killed. Those Ravens are worth their weight in gold for BenBot, and it's actually utilizing 2 Ravens. I do wonder if the bot author has potentially changed the Raven behavior up a little bit for BenBot. I'm not too sure about that, though. And we do see 1 Neural Parasite go down. A battle cruiser has yet to get teleported on out, so it's just a straight up Neural, as that Infestor's corpse then floats up. These BCs are attacking the spawning pool, and that will go down, as I think a lot of the queens are out of position now. Yeah, they're all moving out towards the front to try and defend whoever the BCs are in the main. They're going to kill the Roach Warren, actually. That's a big loss for Caninana. We'll see if it rebuilds those or not. If it doesn't rebuild those, that will be disastrous. It's making Hydras and Infestors instead, which isn't bad against battle cruisers. I feel like these Zergs do still need to mix in a few roaches here and there. Yamato cannons can just be used almost non-stop now with 5 battle cruisers out. Queens cannot contend with BCs in this number. More and more Hydras are on the way. No evolved spines researched, or evolved groove spines. That's 15 seconds away. Very short upgrade time for that. We see Lings getting on top of some of the tanks. Caninana still so far down in supply. It's got some creep spreading all over the place. A scan gets baited out, as it is just creep. Hydra's coming on in, Queen's coming on in. The Zerg bot has just been so far behind this game, as BenBot's macro is no joke. I guess the infestation pit must have perished, so that means no more infestors, no more Lings since the spawning pool died. Wait, no, you can't make a Roach Warren without a spawning pool. We do see a battle cruiser get teleported onto a killing zone, as that is how Caninana gets its efficiency, and it could be how it wins this game if it can keep on neural parasiting these BCs. This boy does have teleport off a cooldown, And we've seen now the 1 BC die. Will it be joined by more? As in goes this battlecruiser. Is there going to be a neural parasite? Yes, there is. What did Caninana wait till that Yamato cannon was used? We see Hydras are shooting away on the BC. That is a cool feature of Caninana. Softens it up, teleports it onto all the spore crawlers. The drones have to burrow to avoid them for a minute, but that is just a minute, and that is a guaranteed kill on a BC. So things are looking up for Caninana. It's got to be careful, though, not to lose these infestors, as they did wander too far forward in the past. There's a decent chunk of Hydras. There is a neural parasite on one of those BCs. It's even shooting a friendly tank. That is great value. There's the teleport on top of the spore crawlers. It's a full HP BC. There's another spore building, though, and it does finish up just in time to shoot away on this battlecruiser. It may just escape. No, it doesn't. The bot author has done his homework on how many spores it takes to kill a BC before it runs away. We see a big fungal growth go down. However, fungal on Marauders and battlecruisers isn't the most efficient. Neural Parasite hits one of the BCs, though. Friendly Yamato cannon. The Hydras come on in. There's going to be that teleport. It does actually teleport away since the Infestor did get killed or retreated. There's another Neural Parasite going on down that battlecruiser. May get teleported to the killing zone. Yeah, I think we're gonna see it, and there it is. Lots of spores, drones burrow, Hydras are hanging on out too. That BC will perish for BenBot. And yeah, Caninana is getting some more efficiency. The efficiency needs to be ridiculous, though, from this point on. It's killed 4 BCs, but the problem is BenBot has got 10k in the bank, plenty of bases. Caninana is still mining the bare minimum with 4 bases, one of them pretty much completely mined out. The Natural's going to be mining out at this point, so it's really got the bare minimum economy. BenBot has decided to spam chat here with the flying CC reset. I wonder how long that's going to go on for. Oh dear. Oh dear. I may have to turn off the sounder. I believe I can turn off chat. Control-Alt-C. Oh no, you still hear the sound. That's a bug. That is a big bug. Hey, oh dear. What do we do? All right, guys, I'm going to turn off sound for a second until that command center figures its stuff out. The joys of having buggy bot games. I do wonder where that command center is. We do see an engagement going on down here as that battlecruiser 2 BCs actually get neural parasited, so the efficiency for Caninana is getting better. Its supply is only going on up. There is one battlecruiser teleported onto the killing zone. The problem is there's going to be a second one joining it, so that may actually divide the fire there. One of those BCs does go down. I think the second one may just escape as his comrade tanked a few of the shots. There's a couple Hydras here, and okay, yeah, that sound is actually terrible. Oh no, how long is this going to go on for? BenBot is officially bugged here, as this command center does not know what to do. It says it's resetting the flying CC, but it isn't actually doing anything. Maybe when BenBot does decide to take a new base, that will break that loop. Yeah. As we do have 3 BCs on the way at a time. Caninana still very low on supply. However, it's been lower, so that's kind of bittersweet. We see BenBot coming in for an attack once more. The infestor count is 8. There's only 6 BCs, so in theory that's enough. There is lots of Hydras that have been produced. The Queens grouping up with this army really help out a lot. There's Yamato cannons getting on dropped on down. And yeah, we see now neural parasites going on down. However, Ravens with auto turrets save their battlecruiser comrade. This one shall not be saved, neither shall that one as well. So 2 BCs are going down. Resources lost is starting to close up big time, actually, as a lot of these BCs are dying. That one does escape, thankfully for BenBot. But yeah, resources lost. It was a lot more in favor of the Teran a while ago. And there's another neural parasite. 2 more neural parasites. Friendly Yamato cannon on a Medivac. Beautiful play there. These BCs, they're going to wander around, find whatever targets they can, and then get teleported onto those spore crawlers. Caninana is so darn good at dealing with these late game Terrans. As, yeah. Oh no. How long is this going to go on for? That is so terrible. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. I mean, you kind of don't notice it when there's action happening, and we do see these Ling's coming on in here. Siege tanks are joining the army for BenBot, so they can get some potential kills off. We're now starting to see Caninana add corruptors, and the supply is still pretty darn awful for the Zerg. There is some infestors, drops of fungal growth. In come the battle cruisers. They are attacking a critical mining base of Caninana. However, it has established more bases. We have got these BCs coming on in once more. Yeah. Battle cruisers fleeing away. Caninana's holding the line. It did, however, lose that hatchery. It's got the extra base, though. It's got this base, too. So its economy isn't decimated. That is a big loss for it, however. 2 battle cruisers do go down that belong to BenBot, though. So that is Caninana getting its licks in. Supply is really darn low for the Zerg at this point, though. 70 supply up against 114. The drone count knocked down to 40, as all those burrowed drones did perish. Another neural parasite securing a kill on a battle cruiser. Marauders attacking on in. Queens fighting as well as they can as BenBot attacks both Caninana and our ears. Oh my gosh, please kill the command center or take another base, BenBot. Float it somewhere. It's just not happening. As maybe that is actually going to stop BenBot from trying to take more expansions in this game. It's still got a fantastic bank and economy, though. Caninana is on a disastrous economy at this point. The Zerg is still mining off its one critical base here. It's got this base up, so it's transferring drones there. That's going to give it some more life in this game. I wonder how long before BenBot attacks on in again. It's got units all over the map, though. Any amount of time that Caninana is given is critical. It's investing in mass queens, as that's going to be its tech of choice, I guess. Queens are not really ever bad in a game for Zerg. With the mass transfuse, particularly with the bot transfuse. At least we do still have the music. As Queen fighting a Marine very ineffectively. The stutter step micro there. Some Marines do find this base towards the bottom left. That will be a big economic blow to Caninana. It's been trying to get up its drone count. Corruptors are out on the map trying to target down medivacs. Battle cruisers can get Yamato cannons off, though, and it is still 6 BCs. The mix of army from BenBot with the Marauders, with the Marines, is no joke. We see an attack towards the upper right-hand side. Seems that was repulsed, whatever it is. This base, though, on the lower left, I think, is going to perish as in comes all the bio. Auto turrets, the bio stimming, the BCs flying on in. Caninana cannot defend this location, and honestly, if it just takes another base or doesn't suicide in, I think it will be fine. It is moving out trying to save this. However, with the base dead, maybe it will change its mind. There is neural parasite on one of the tanks. There is a raven in this army, though, so those infestors are revealed. The ravens with BenBot's army have been worth their weight in gold. The Viking micro for BenBot is very darn good. We see infestors sharking about, but with siege tanks, with ravens, it is so dangerous for these high-cost infestors of Caninana. We see an attack now moving towards the top right for BenBot. This command center is still just doing its thing. As I wonder what's... I guess it is just the chat tag. Hold on, I have an idea. Wait, can I... I guess I cannot block. Maybe I can, but I'm worried about revealing the replay length of this game. As I'll have to look into that, see if there's a solution, or I'll ask in the SC2 AI Discord. I'm sure the author may fix this as well. And it wouldn't be a bot game without some bot bugs. So it just goes to show that I do not check these replays before I cast them, which makes them oh so much better and more of a surprise. Caninana has had its drones burrowed, so it lost critical mining time towards the north there. As infestors, a hive is on the way. I guess Caninana hasn't had a hive this whole game. It decides 24 minutes in, give me a hive. And yeah, BenBot, just with its early aggression, really set itself up well. We know Caninana can go toe-to-toe with BenBot, but only when it's got an established economy, it seems. And the Teran has been attacking non-stop. It hits that 200 supply mark and it goes back in. That's prevented Caninana from building up in supply. Resources lost for a bot that's been fighting down 40, 50 supply is very close. Well, as good as I think you could possibly ask for, because just the rule of supply is that the more you have, the more efficient you trade. The problem is these infestors are getting Yamato cannoned into oblivion here by BenBot, and so that is really where Caninana has gotten its efficiency this game, and it's just not happening as there's one neural parasite going on down. However, the infestor gets deleted right away, so it's just Queens trying to hold on against these battle cruisers. And yeah, there's 2 more neural parasites going on down. We'll see if these infestors can actually get those off, kill off these BCs, and maybe drop BenBot's supply enough to allow a retreat. Caninana has not expanded towards the northeast here. I feel that would have been better than trying to expand towards the south. BenBot still only on its short amount of bases, so it's really actually almost mined out all of its locations. And so eventually it will start to run out of money. Unfortunately, Caninana has now lost this base. Its last mining base goes down as it just couldn't hold off the Teran army. And I think that that is going to be it with this battle cruiser. Yeah, there's like, how many infestors left? 7 infestors, so no small amount of infestors. These 2 are a little bugged because of these tanks. I guess they're afraid of potential neural parasites or potential scans to get them killed. Caninana isn't mining at all anymore in this game. What it's got is what it's got. The Swarm Host also kind of stopped doing their thing. I don't think they were the most efficient. And yeah, incredible play by BenBot. Caninana, I think I'll have to cast a rematch between these 2 bots. We do see tanks getting neural parasited finally, as that one tank, unfortunately, cannot be killed by just the infestors, though, unless you're going to fungal growth it like 3 times. And yeah, BenBot will close this one out. I do apologize to everyone watching for the audio spam of BenBot. And yeah, that is just what happens when you cast bots. There's bound to be bugs. I mean, of course, the bots don't care about this chat spam. It's just when a human decides to get involved and try and watch the game. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this one and you made it all the way to the end, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, join the Discord, which is linked down below. Consider becoming a YouTube member if you do want to support the channel. We are 1 member away from our goal of 10, so you can check that out by using the join button. And yeah, I will see you guys next time, as that is going to be it for Caninana. I may have to cast a rematch, although I do wonder if Caninana sometimes deals with that BenBot rush earlier. So I think I will have to look at that, as this command center will never ever leave. So I guess whatever reset BenBot did doesn't work. Maybe it's working too well. Like, if it... I understand how command centers could get stuck, so it makes sense to have a check for it, but maybe it was just like resetting it too much, and that was actually stopping the command center from going anywhere. So who knows? That is interesting. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for tuning on in.